Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and also expert in Warner Brothers Discovery. I've done more than 90 videos on Warner Brothers Discovery over just the last 3 months or so, covering everything about Warner Brothers Discovery, and this definitely qualifies. Ben Affleck may be out as Batman as of immediately. Why would he leave Batman? What a cool thing to be. If I could be Batman, I would stay Batman. He has other opportunities. It's not just about being Batman when you're Ben Affleck. The rumor is that Ben Affleck's role in the DCU is uncertain, as Batman cameo in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is reportedly cut. It's tied into him and Matt Damon starting their own production company, which that way they can get favored roles, they can get a huge percentage of profits when they're doing deals, they can develop their own material together, and if you're a multimillionaire, why not? But this is unfortunate because he was a pretty good Batman. I don't know if you agree with me. You can let me know in the comments below. But let's get into this article from Bounding Into Comics talking about the rumor. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up when you like it. You guys have been great. The channel's growing. I really do appreciate you. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom had a new test screening recently where the scores are good, but there's more news emerging from it, coming from multiple sources, that is bad for one of the film's guest stars. We are learning that Ben Affleck might not reprise the role of the Dark Knight, despite the fanfare his unexpected return received. Once the actor-director was seen on the Warner Brothers lot with Jason Momoa, who plays Aquaman in the upcoming superhero movie, the bat was out of the bag, and the latter star joyfully revealed on Instagram Affleck put on the cowl one more time for a cameo. It was suspected he was filling in for Michael Keaton, who until lately was pegged as the replacement Batman for the extended universe. An outcome set up by The Flash, it's all changing under the management of David Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery, as they may have changed their minds about Affleck as well as Keaton. This is what Twitter user TwoFace has said, indicating on social media. The user alleges Affleck's startup production company is hindering negotiations with the studio, so no Batman in the latest cut of Aquaman 2. Here's what he says, Mr. TwoFace. Not the real TwoFace, it's just him on Twitter. Due to Ben Affleck's movements in the creation of a new production company with Matt Damon, negotiations for Ben Affleck to return to suit permanently in DCU have been frozen. So there's no Batman in the latest cut of Aquaman 2. Recast is being considered. And the issue here would be, if you're going to create your own production company, the reason you do that is to get not just executive producer credit, but to get producer credit, which means control, percentage of profits, like a big percentage. Is Ben Affleck leveraging his production company to try to get percentages in future Batman appearance movies? Possibly. There's no way he's going to get that. As much as he's a pretty damn good Batman, he's not going to get producer credit. They're not giving it. I mean, that's just my 2 cents, because you're talking about a lot of money, and that is taken away from a share from other producers or from the company. I don't see them giving that up. If you think they might give that up just to get Ben Affleck, let me know in the comments below. Whatever choice Warner Bros. Discovery makes, or whoever, the Batman star Robert Pattinson won't be a part of the equation, TwoFace said, theorizing the chances of Robert Pattinson taking over the DCU are slim, as it would be destroying everything Matt Reeves has established in the Batman, further adding such an idea described as an affront to the creators of the Batman universe. TwoFace was soon asked their sources, and after saying me, the account then claimed they have colleagues who are involved with DC. Clearly, names are protected for the sake of privacy, whether or not the claims can be substantiated, but that isn't stopping comments from accusing TwoFace of making things up, which is reasonable, and he might be making things up. I don't know who TwoFace is, and he's a Batman villain. He's not to really be trusted, probably. But this does sound realistic, because there's a reason why you create a production company. You don't just create a production company without expecting to be able to benefit from it. After invoking colleagues, the TwoFace account dug in their heels and noted that the Affleck news is a scoop that they don't get money or fame from reporting. I don't need to prove anything. There's no one. I don't make any money from it, and I don't even get fame, TwoFace wrote. And they are not alone either. Aside from this one Twitter account, more reputable sources, no offense to TwoFace, are backing up the story. One of them is noteworthy exclusive breaker KC Walsh of Geeks Worldwide, who hears and reports the same thing about Affleck, with the addendum, William Dafoe won't be back either, but we're stuck with Amber Heard. Heard is unchanged. No Affleck, no Dafoe. Walsh clarified. We previously reported they did Unbounding into comics. Heard was staying in Aquaman 2 to fulfill critical action sequences and scenes that wouldn't be at all practical or the same without her. Walsh is corroborating this as well as this latest bit that Ben Affleck won't be given the same courtesy and neither will a Batman. He wasn't in the movie, Walsh later tweeted. Not wanting to give anything away since the movie doesn't come out for another year, Walsh would only say, without spoiling anything, I'll just say they cut a major scene and it appears that Bruce Wayne is no longer necessary. He gloats about this development a little earlier in the thread as bad news for YouTube grifters. Walsh's reveal is also supported by scooper My Time to Shine Hello, who has either seen it or received word from a screening of what's in the current cut of Lost Kingdom. A little update, there was no Bruce in it at all and they changed stuff around so he's no longer necessary to the plot. He tweeted an amendment to an earlier post. What a disappointment though if they're not going to have Batman and Aquaman. I mean, they really need to have as many of these crossovers as they can, as long as they make sense to the story. If they don't have any Batman appearance in Aquaman 2, it does seem like kind of a lost opportunity. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments below. In the prior tweet, My Time to Shine Hello responded to a post by the DC Syndicate claiming that an old cut of Aquaman 2 is still being screened and not a new one. Quote, it was an older cut and that's not how it works, he said in contradiction, adding they probably shot the scene with Affleck just in case The Flash came out first. That's possible. That is no longer the case, and it seemed for a while like Aquaman 2 would keep Keaton and remove Affleck. Now that the slate is reshuffled and Lost Kingdom will follow The Flash's summer release on Christmas 2023. Well, let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Do you think Ben Affleck will actually be in Aquaman 2? Do you think it's important that he's in Aquaman 2 or not? Another interesting story. So we covered this a couple weeks ago. Kathleen Kennedy is really reportedly to be out. She's not going to be running Lucasfilm anymore. Supposedly. It's a rumor. This is more confirmation of a rumor and also supposedly some leaked details of her severance, which is astronomical. Also coming from Bounding into Comics, a new rumor claims that Kathleen Kennedy has not only reached a severance or settlement agreement with the Walt Disney Company to walk away from Lucasfilm and Star Wars, but also claims to reveal some of the numbers from the agreement. Valiant Renegade, a great YouTube channel, did an interview with Pasha, and basically Pasha said, hey, I don't have firsthand knowledge, but this is what I've heard. Is he reputable? I don't know. He's an interesting guy. He probably does know. I mean, he's not the first source to say that Kathleen Kennedy was leaving and leaving after Indiana Jones 5 comes out in June, which kind of makes sense. I did a video about it. You know, you never know because she always seems to be on the way out. The main thing with Kathleen Kennedy is for all the resources she's given, all the people, all the money, all the potential, she can't seem to get any Star Wars movies out. A lot of her Star Wars movies were very poorly received. So are the Marvel movies. At least put a couple of Star Wars movies out if you own the franchise. Otherwise, it does damage the brand like permanently. So it does seem like it's time for her to leave. Pasha offered this. The claim is that severance that she's closed with Disney would give her between $25 and $30 million in a golden parachute, which basically is you leave, you get this money. But his source said what's interesting is that a very substantial amount of it is in stock or stock options, to the point that his source was actually making the comment they were surprised. It's a large percentage of stock supposedly in options. What does that mean? That means she has a big investment in the company. It's less cash out of pocket for Disney. Why would she do that? Because that's what she negotiated. I don't know. I mean, this story is a little hard to say. Yes, the rumor is she's leaving. Campea also got in on this rumor. Campea stated, this is what I've heard, that the decision to remove Kathleen Kennedy has already been made and that she'll be gone either sometime before or very, very shortly after the release of Indiana Jones 5. Now, I want to be very, very clear. He can't independently confirm that it's a fact. 2 people contacted him and told them, and then they have a huge reported average of success with it. A lot of people like me have probably already given up on Star Wars anyway. We don't care if Kathleen Kennedy stays or goes, but it is always nice to see her leave and hopefully not be there to destroy Star Wars anymore than she already has. Who would replace her? That's an interesting question. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions? I'd love to see that in the comments below. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. And I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.